Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Alva, and if you're not new here, then welcome back. Today I have a weight loss video for you guys, and it is going to be why I couldn't lose weight. This is going to be just a little bit similar to my weight loss mistakes, but it's going to be a little bit more impersonal, in-depth about why I couldn't lose weight. It has to do with my body type, endomorph body types, which I will link videos down below about body types because it could get a little bit scientific, and I do not want to give you guys wrong information, wrong scientific information. So I will list down below Christine from Gauge Girl, her videos. She's actually a food scientist, so I'll put her videos on body types down below. So long story short, I gained weight after I got married. I want to say I gained about 30 pounds. I always had trouble, like even when I was younger, keeping weight off, and I would gain weight very easily. I'm an endomorph body type. If you guys have some knowledge on body types, basically the endomorph is kind of the body type that has it the roughest. It's very easy for you to gain weight. It's more difficult for you to lose weight, and usually endomorph body types, you will see them with like more of like rounder hips and more fat carried throughout the bottom of your body, a little bit more petite. I want to say more compressed type of body types, a lot more sensitive to carbs and to higher calorie foods than other body types like mesomorph, ectomorph. You could be a mix of a few different, like not a few, but you could be a mix of these body types somehow, if that makes sense. I like to believe that I'm a little bit mesomorph, mainly endomorph. Part of me will be able to handle a lot of carbohydrates throughout like my diet, and then the way that my body fat is distributed is a little bit endomorph, although I want to say I'm pretty like strong in my upper body, so I won't get into it too much. But yeah, I gained weight after I got married. I gained 30 pounds, and I always struggled with my weight, and I did try losing weight during the time that I was living in Houston, during the time that I had just gained that weight. You know, when you're just trying to get it off? That was me. I was trying to get it off. I tried different ways of dieting, and nothing really worked till I really got my together here in Vegas, which was last year. Gonna stop rambling and get into why I wasn't losing weight. The first thing I have here is I was eating in a caloric surplus. So what is a caloric surplus? A caloric surplus is when you are eating more calories than your body could burn, or than your body is burning. So your body, our bodies burn calories every single day from literally just waking up, breathing, walking. Obviously when we work out, we burn more calories. That's why a lot of people work out when they want to lose weight. But I basically was just eating too much. I was eating in a caloric surplus. And sometimes when you say the word eating too much, you may think very big meals. But it wasn't like that. I was just eating too many calories. And a lot of those calories were in soda. A lot of those calories were in foods that are little but have a lot of calories. So that is my first thing. I was eating in a caloric surplus without really knowing. And part of the reason why I didn't know was because of calorically dense foods, aka foods that are packed with calories that are little, which leads me to my next point that I have here: being blinded by calorically dense items, food packed with calories in a small amount. So I was one of those people that would be like, well, I don't really eat a lot. I don't really eat that much. You know, I don't know why I can't get this weight off. I don't eat a lot. I only eat like twice a day. But if you're having a combo from McDonald's, chances are that combo with the soda and the fries and the little hamburger is like over 1,000 calories. And if you're only having that, like let's say at 9 a.m. and then at 9 p.m. you're eating again and it's something similar, those are all your calories right there for your maintenance calories. For someone my size, I'm 5 feet tall, I'm a pretty small person, that was too many calories for me. But I was like, I'm not eating a lot though. I'm not having these big, huge meals. Why can't I get this weight off, or why am I gaining weight? And it is because of little items like that that are packed with calories. Another example is things like candy, liquid calories, which is one here that I have by itself, things like soda, things like juices. I think a lot of people are very misled by juices, and you think that just because they're healthy, they will make you gain weight. They could make you definitely gain weight. Those naked juices are like over 400, 600 calories, and sometimes I would have one of those with like still a meal on the side. That's way too many calories for the way that I was like active during that time. I wasn't that active. I was on my feet often because I had like 2 or 3 jobs, but I wasn't active enough to be eating, like drinking a 400 calorie juice while still having, you know, a meal on the side. It was just him many calories. And a lot of things like that, even like pre-made protein shakes will be like 200, 300 calories. And then a lot of women will still have a meal on the side. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I do that now, but I know what I could handle. I know my calorie like max out, that I'll be like, ooh, this is overeating, I'm eating a little bit too much. But back then I didn't, and I wasn't even really working out like I used to now. The other reason why I couldn't lose weight was because I was overestimating my exercise. I thought that if I just went to the gym once, I was gonna lose weight, and it is not like that whatsoever. You need to be putting in constant work, have a good little schedule, 3 to 5 days to really see results. 3 to 5 days, I mean either of walking, running, going to the gym. You need to be consistent or else you will not see results. I was not consistent. I went to the gym maybe twice a week and I thought I was going to see results. Doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but you know, it just doesn't work like that. I overestimated my exercise, and then when I did go exercise, I thought that I could go out and have this delicious, yummy Wingstop meal because I had earned it, and that was very entitled to think like that. And it doesn't get you close to your weight loss goals. I think cheat meals or treat meals, calorically dense meals once in a while are fine in moderation. But if it becomes a habit that after you work out, you want to like treat yourself and go get a bad meal, it's literally like contradicting yourself. It's never really gonna get you anywhere as far as weight loss. The other thing is I wasn't paying attention to my sleep or my stress during these times. When I was living in Houston, I was working a lot and I wasn't sleeping very well. That is a big thing, making sure you sleep well, getting your good 8 hours. I was kind of at a point where I would rather go out with friends and socialize than go home and get some sleep. And sometimes it's really hard to like be an adult or just be like, you know what, my body needs this. Now, I don't know if it's because I'm getting old. I'm not getting old, but I'm going to be 25. Now, if I could tell my body doesn't want to do something, for the most part, I won't make myself do it, depending, right? But back then it was like, no, I want to go out. I want to go out. So me and Ruben would go out and my sleep would suffer for that. And I feel like that is a very big thing when you're not sleeping right. When I don't sleep right, I'm hungrier. If I don't get enough sleep, I'm hungrier, I'm moodier, and it's just overall is not good for health and is not good for weight loss. Even if you're on a tight schedule, make time for your sleep. Prioritize your sleep like you do your diet and exercise. Overeating and binging. These are the moments when like you haven't ate all day. At least for me, my binges were never psychological. They were more like, damn, I haven't ate this whole day. I'm gonna eat this whole bag of chips. And it's like, that whole bag of chips has like 100 grams of carbs and like 2 grams of protein. And I would binge or overeat in things like that where I was hungry. I hadn't ate the whole day. Lack of proper nutrition on my side. And then towards the end of my day, whether it was my shift or whatever I was doing, towards the end of my day I was starving. So I would have like really like bad meals, or I would binge on things like fries, things like candy, things like chips, just really like unhealthy things to binge on. Those are really big detrimental things for your diet or for your weight loss. I was more of a bored / starving eater. If I hadn't ate all day, I would just binge on chips, or if I was bored and I had food around, I would eat. So definitely do not eat when you're bored. Do not eat like to the very last moment that you're starving, because chances are you're going to overeat and you're not going to eat something very healthy. Next is liquid calories. As simple as that is, be careful for juices, be careful for sodas, be careful for smoothies. All of that, liquid calories are big. Even if you're not eating a lot, if you're like, oh, I just had a shake, that shake is like, could be 500, even up to 1,000 calories, believe it or not. At some of these fast food restaurants, their little Oreo milkshakes, they're up there. They are up there in calories, and they are sneaky. And you'll be like, I didn't eat anything, I just had a shake. Well, that shake was like 2 meals. In accurately tracking my food, this plays more into when I actually started trying to track my food and I was a little bit more committed on trying to lose weight. I wouldn't accurately track my food. If I would have like 3 servings of chips, I would just look up, let's say, I don't know, like Lay's baked chips, and I would just do like the 1 serving, when in reality I was having like 3 servings. That's pretty dramatic. 1 serving, let's say it's 100 calories, 3 servings is 300 calories. That's an extra 200 calories. I know in this grand scheme of things, you shouldn't worry too much about food like that. You don't want to get too psychological, but when you're trying to lose weight, there are things you have to just be careful and look at. Is track your food correctly. If you had chicken with the skin on, it's very different than skinless chicken. You know what I mean? There are extra calories, it's extra fat that you just have to take into account. So it's kind of like lying to yourself in a way. I feel like I would kind of do that, kind of knowing. I would sort of lie to myself. I'd be like, oh, that's okay, like I only had a little bit more. But in reality, it adds up. you know, and things like ketchup, other condiments, all of those little things are play factors that you have to take into account when you have a goal and you're trying to lose weight. Even now, it's kind of hard for me sometimes. If I go somewhere and I get like the fat-free honey mustard, Chick-fil-A, I love it. Sometimes I don't want to track it because I don't want to like see it, you know? I know it's gonna like be there, and later on throughout the day it's gonna be like 75 calories that I could have ate elsewhere. But sometimes you just have to suck it up and track your food exactly for what it is, even if it's hard and you don't want to. Not weighing myself was another reason why I couldn't lose weight. I don't think I ever properly weighed myself till I was here in Vegas. I think weighing yourself is important if you're trying to lose. If you have a good amount of pounds to lose, 30 plus pounds, even 20 plus pounds, I think that weighing yourself is a very big key factor because you could go back and check your progress there. I do think to a certain extent it is very motivating to get on the scale and be like, okay, this is how much I weigh, you know? And it could be to a level where you know you're overweight. Like that was kind of my thing. So I kind of didn't want to weigh myself because I didn't want to face like the truth, but I finally did, and I was like, okay, I want to lose, you know, 20 pounds or whatever it was. Not eating enough protein. I don't know what it was. I just wouldn't get enough protein. And in my head, I feel like I thought that protein was unhealthy. Like I didn't know about the different food groups. I didn't know about fats, carbs, protein. So if you're vegan, then you probably won't relate to this too much. But for example, like if I went somewhere and I got chicken, I thought if I got more chicken, it would be like more unhealthy than getting rice, if that makes sense. So I'm sure some of you guys would agree it is healthier to get rice and chicken, but for my case, because I'm an endomorph, I kind of need that extra protein. It would be better for me to get extra chicken than extra rice. I was not getting enough protein. I definitely wasn't eating things like yogurt. I wasn't having protein shakes. I wasn't getting my protein in, and I think that played a very big role. I had a lot more carbs in my daily food than I did protein, and I think protein is a big key factor in losing weight because for me, protein keeps me full longer, and it just overall helps me with like the composition of my body, have a little bit more muscle mass on me. But definitely keeping you full longer, it will do wonders for that. If I have a meal and there's no good source of protein in that meal, then I don't feel as full as when I have my good source of protein. If you are vegan and you do things like tofu, etc., make sure you get your protein in. It is very important. This is a big one. Just focusing on foods that are known to be healthy or marketed as healthy. So things like fruit, things like juices, like those cereals that are marketed to be healthy, granola bars, like those little Nutri-Grain bars that you're like, oh, it's healthy. If you have too much of that, and a lot of those don't even have a good amount of like macros in there. A lot of them are just all carbs. You have to be careful with healthy foods. Yes, healthy foods are great to have, and you want to have micronutrients in like your diet, but nuts do have a lot of calories. They are fats. Fruits are very high in carbs, and they're just things that for me as an endomorph mainly, I need to just kind of keep tabs of. I can't just run purely based off fruit. Like I need to have some type of protein in there. So even juices and things like that, I can't just have a bunch of green juices. I know it sounds kind of silly because they are healthy foods, and I do encourage you to make them a part of your daily diets, but you can't just like go out and eat a bunch of food that's marketed as healthy. You need to, in my opinion, read the back of the label, see the calories, and see how the macronutrients are distributed in those foods. It's funny, a lot of things that are marketed as healthy, a lot of the times I don't want to say they're not healthy, like yogurts and things like that, but just look at the sugars and be aware. I'm not like a sugar freak. I don't have to have like only a little bit of sugars. I want to say if you watch like what I eat in a day type videos, you see that the way I eat is not like super clean nor super healthy. It's just important to still be aware. Like I eat processed foods, I'll eat like pop chips, I'll have diet soda, I have things of that nature. But it's good to be aware of what you're eating and not be blinded by this is healthy foods type thing. Just kind of like know it's just another food item. Alright guys, so these were tips and tricks on kind of things to avoid when you're trying to lose weight and reasons why I wasn't losing weight. I think a lot of these have to do with me being an endomorph / a little bit of mesomorph, body type. If you guys want more details about being an endomorph and more things that I recommend, carb counts that I kind of had to do, or things that were like low carb, so that's a really big thing for endomorphs, let me know down below in the comments if you want to see more body type focused videos. I'm really curious. I hope that this helped you guys in one way or another. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope that I will see you guys again. Bye!